Hey guys, thanks for joining for an episode of Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and today we're going to take a look at Spirits of the Wilds. This is a newer game by Mattel Games. It is a two-player game that takes roughly 20 to 30 minutes to play. It is a competitive game, so each player is working against the other player to gain the most points to be the overall winner at the end of the game. So in the game itself, there are 5 forest animals that have ascended into the stars and have gained all of the knowledge in the universe. If someone wants to know some of this knowledge, they have to find and polish these beautiful stones to make as an offering. But of course, there is a wily coyote that is trying to stop you from making these offerings to the different spirit animals throughout the game. So during the game, the players themselves are going to be drawing stones from the bag to be placed in the bowl, and then collecting those stones by playing different cards to gain them and place them into the different areas where they wish to worship certain spirit animals. If they're able to complete a certain spirit animal, they're going to get a certain number of points at the end of the game. And then there are stones that they can place in there as well to multiply those things. So throughout the game, the players are going to be competing against each other to do this, on top of being able to move this coyote around that will block players from placing any stones in a certain area. So throughout the game, they're going to be going back and forth trying to do all these different things to do this. So my opinions on this one, I had a really good time with this one. This is a very fast, fun game to play with an opponent, and you definitely have to strategize which areas you're going to do or focus on, as the stones are limited. There's only so many of them in the bag of each color, and depending upon which animals you go with, they each have their own requirements. On top of that, players are, like I said, going to be able to move that coyote around to block the other player from being able to place any stones anywhere on that one particular animal. And based on the cards you play, you're able to move that around. So I would definitely recommend checking this one out if you guys are into those type of games. The artwork on this one was really cool, and the components are very nicely done for this small box game. So of course, these are just my opinions. I'd love to hear your guys as well in those comments below. Let me know what you think of this one, if you've played it, if you're not, if this is one that you're interested in picking up. Let me know what you guys think. So if you enjoy these videos, if you like what I do, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to my channel so I can continue to make these great videos for you guys. And if you want to stay up to date on all my videos, also consider ringing that bell so you get notifications anytime I release new content. So let's head to the table and I'll teach you guys how to play. For player setup, each player is going to receive a player board along with the 6 cards for that player, which are the 2 take 1 stone cards, which when flipped over will make the coyote symbol on the back. Then you have take 2 stones, add 2 stones and take 1 to the bowl, add 3 stones and move the coyote, and then finally use the spirit power and recover cards. From there, then you're going to also take the 6 spirit cards, shuffle them up, and break them into 2 different groups of 3. You can place those out. You'll also place out the coyote in the middle of the table, and then you can grab the bag and all of the stones and add it to the bag. You can place the bowl out, give the bag a shuffle, and then choose one player to be the starting player. So we'll have the player over here be the starting player. So then that player is going to flip over the take 2 stone cards and place it there. From there, then you're also going to draw 4 stones and place them into the bowl. If you draw any transparent stones at this point, go ahead and return them to the bag and redraw stones. From here, we're ready to begin the game. In Spirits of the Wild, players are going to alternate taking turns. During each player's turn, they will play one of the face-up cards that is in front of them and then flip it face down, following the directions on the card. This will continue going from player to player until there are 5 transparent stones combined in between the player's boards and the cup at the end of a player's turn. When that happens, that is the end of the game immediately, and players will move into the scoring to determine who is the winner. So at this point, it'll alternate from player to player, starting with our player over here as the first player because he had to flip over his card. So at this point, then the player is going to choose one of the cards in front of him to flip over and take its action. So we'll go ahead and start with this one to let us take 1 stone from the bowl. So let's go ahead and take this red one here. Then it'll move over to our other player to take his turn. So he's going to go ahead and take the 2 stone card and flip that over and take these 2 to add to the owl. From there, it'll move back over to our other player, who is going to add 2 stones and take 1. So he'll add 2 stones from the bag. And take 1 of those. So he'll go ahead and take the blue one and add it to the rabbit's spot. Moving back over to our other player to go, he is going to take 1 stone, And he'll take the red one, add it to the salmon. Then we'll go back to our other player here, who is going to take this other card and play it. So he will take the one stone here and add it to the rabbit, and then he gets to move the coyote because he flipped over both of his take ones to complete the coyote symbol on the back. And he's going to add the coyote down here. So anytime a coyote is on a player's board, it's going to block off that whole section of the player's board. So from now on until the coyote's moved, the salmon spot on our player here cannot be added, cannot add any stones to the side here or a spirit stone over here. So you're not allowed to add it anywhere there. He has to add them into one of the 4 other areas. So moving back over to our other player now, since there are no stones in the bowl, he cannot play any card that will let him just take stones. So he's going to go ahead and do this one here to play the coyote. So this will let him move the coyote and add 3 stones to the bowl. So he will do that. There's one. And then he's going to move that coyote, and he's going to go ahead and place it here. That way then our player cannot place a spirit stone in there to double the score of this one at the end of the game. So moving back over to our other player now, he's going to go ahead and play the Spirit Power card to recover his card. So this will let him flip over all the cards that he's used, and it'll let him use one of these Spirit Powers. So he can go with the Bear, which will let him return all the stones to the bowl, and then add that same number and take 1, or he can take the Ram, which will allow him to take 2 stones from the bag. I'm going to go with the Bear because with the Ram, if he took a transparent stone, it would really hurt him now because he cannot place it in the rabbit, so that's not a good option. So the Bear will let us return these 3 stones to the bag and then draw that many out again. So there's 2 and 3. From there, then I get to take one of those, so we'll take one of the red ones and add it to the salmon. And then finally, this card will be moved to the bottom of that stack. Then we're going to move over to the other player, who is going to add 2 stones to the bag and take one of them. So let's go ahead and take the blue and add it to the salmon down here. And then we'll move back over to our other player. And this is going to continue going from player to player until 5 transparent stones are out, either among the player boards or in the bowl combined at the end of a player's turn. From there, then we'll move into the scoring step. Once there are 5 transparent stones out among the player boards and the bowl, the game is over immediately, and then we'll move into the scoring step. So we'll go ahead and start with our player up here. So he's got 6 points there because each set is worth 3 points. So we have 6 points there. If we complete the rabbit, that's worth 6, so we did. And then we also have a spirit stone in there, so that's going to double that. So we get 12 there. So that's going to be 18. Down with the salmon, we have 5 stones in there to give us 9 points, which is going to be doubled because of the transparent stone. So that's another 18 points, so we're up to 36. And we only had 1 stone in the turtle, so that's only going to give us 1 point for 37. So let's check out our other player over here. So again, he has 6 points there. He also completed the rabbit with the spirit stones, so that's another 12 points for 18. He has the first set of 3 for the beaver, which is going to get him 5 points, and a spirit stone, which will double that to 10, so that's 28. He has 4 stones in the salmon, which is going to get him 6 points for 34, and then he has 1 in the turtle for 35. So our player over here has won the game. So again, the one other thing that I want to point out, as you guys saw with the player here, when you place a spirit stone again, it locks this point down. So you can never add additional stones after you have a spirit stone down. And you can add a spirit stone even when a section is not complete, such as our player here with the salmon. There was still an open slot, and that goes true with any of the areas that don't require an area to be complete. So with the rabbit, you could, but then you're not going to get any points for it, as he has to have the completed set in order to get points for it. Well, I hope you guys found that video helpful. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. And as always, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch my videos and leave me feedback on them. I do really appreciate it, and I do take into account everything you guys say. If you want to swing by my Facebook and Twitter account, let me know what you guys are playing or doing. I'd love to start a conversation over there or in the comment section below. And until next time, I will see you guys later.